Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go, let's go. Ow, let's start this show. King Roman News gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know it can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman News.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman News. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yo, 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 yo. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Let's go, let's go. Hey, let's start this show. King Roman News, coming just for you. King Roman News, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Roman News, King Roman News. Let's go, let's go. Hey, let's start this show. Let's go, let's go. Oh, let's start this show.
Good morning. Good morning. Shout out to the crew. Welcome back. It is Tuesday, March 12th, 2024. Yo, I've been up since like 4 a.m. this morning because yesterday I went to go see Eli. I went to go see my baby, Eli. And it was just, I normally go see him, but I hadn't saw him in 2 months. So I went to go see Eli yesterday. And it was different, y'all. It was the first time it was different. And, I spent a couple hours with him, but I wasn't bringing him back home with me because I'm going to be going out of town later this week to New York City. And so Eli did not want to let me go, y'all. He did not want to leave. He ran straight to my car. He jumped in. I said, no, it's time to go. I'm not taking you back. I'm not taking you back. Come on. And he did not want to leave. He did not want to leave. And I was just like, oh, fuck, I didn't want to go through this. I was boo-hooing. Okay, I was crying while I was there with him. And then when we got in the car, I was crying. I cried all the way back home. So yesterday I went home after seeing him and I went to sleep. It was like a depressing moment because I kept asking myself, why don't you get your dog back? Why don't you get your dog back? And for many reasons, right now it's just not the time.
Look who I got the pleasure of hosting. Eli. Uh-oh. Nothing but feels.
Baby. So we played in that field. We running and stuff. And, the young girl who actually is like Eli's co-owner, she was watching and she was just trying to get involved. I was just not playing with her. So as I'm getting ready to go, this is Eli the whole time.
Eli, you gonna let my leg go? You gonna let my leg go? Come on, Millie. Come on.
Eli did not want to let me go. And for those who are not dog owners and like your parent, it feels the same way. Even though, he's not a human, he's not anything, it feels the same fucking way. I feel like that's my child. I feel like all of that. I feel like he should be taken care of. I feel like all of that. So his emotional or whatever, because they say they don't have emotions, but his connection to me and my connection to him, it's just crazy. Because I got in that car and I cried. He was like, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "I don't know. I don't know." But the tears started rolling, and I said, "Am I bad? Am I a bad owner? Is something wrong?" But he is well taken care of. But I just can't right now because of the situation. Like Eli would be in a boarding house almost every other day, because I'm in and out of town. So this is the best situation. I just keep telling myself it's the best situation because fortunately for me, I could go see Eli when I want to. Most people who when they like give their dog up, that's it. They can't see their dog anymore. So they have to cry it out. At least I can that's the one consolation I have. I can go up the street and see my dog. So I hold on to that, but it was a hard day yesterday. So shout out to Eli, shout out to his new parents, and shout out to you all. Thank y'all for coming back this morning. And this morning, I just want to kick the breeze. I want to talk about some topics. I want to get back to how I was being a little bit messy. Good morning, Shay Beezy, and thank you for being number one. And Bobby, good morning, baby. Bobby, I hope y'all got the message in the group chat. Not right now, but later on in the show, I'm gonna need that favor. Teradamo, Tisa69, good morning. Brick Girl, good morning to you, baby. Jay Parrish, good morning. K Fit, good morning to you. I wish you had a channel or a community wall where you could show that outfit from the gala. Child, stunning, stunning. Stunning, cute picture. Thank you, Jay Parrish. Thank you. Hey, Eli, Barn Dog. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning, Barn Dog. I know you can understand. Oh, I wouldn't want you to leave. No, don't make me cry. Baby, that is. You're right, Sally O'Malley. Hey, Sally. Angie, good morning to you. Hey, Voodoo. Post it. Okay, don't make me now have some folks mad. All right. All right. All right. And so I went to see my dog yesterday, and I woke up early this morning at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. this morning, and then I go over and I'm watching Lemon and all of them and the chaotic mess that they keep up. And I just got one thing to say: Code is so messy. If there's anybody y'all should be watching out for, it really isn't Lemon. Because see, you know how Lemon's gonna give it up. You know Lemon's gonna troll. You know he's gonna be messy. You know that. But Code. Oh, baby. I have my eye on Cole. Like, okay, I see you, sir. I get it. I get the game. Shout out to them. It was fun over there. And then I stumble across this video. Sean Bradley is seemingly leaving or no longer doing beef sector commentary. He'll be moving on to greater pastures. So I'm like, wow, congrats on your new venture. Shout out to what you got coming up. I think it's always graceful to stage your own exit. My former boss used to tell me when she divorced her husband, she had everything all lined up. So when she divorced him, it was like, okay, so I'm ready to go. Have your exit strategy together. So shout out to you. I hope it's all in the best favor. I've heard several different theories on the streets, even in our even in our little chat, but I'm just gonna say well wishes, and I hope we still do get to see you around. I mean, granted, I do hope I get to see you around every once in a while. It'd be good to see. Maybe Hard Conversations can do the commentary now and you can make that the troll account. Just your voice, no picture, no nothing. Because we all know Hard Conversations. So just a thought. But shout out to y'all. All right, and then before I get into the show, the girl, you're gonna have the girls mad. Baby, I hope you get Eli back one day. I will. I truly do believe I will. I don't think that I haven't given up on that at all. Um, and I hope y'all hit the like button on y'all way in here. Shout out to the crew. Shout out to the members. Yo, we are at 101 members. Shout the fuck out to I don't remember who gifted our membership. I don't know. We had two different sets of gifted memberships. My first two sets. Thank you so much because you definitely helped the channel. So we got about 101 members now. Shout out to the members. Thank y'all. I hope y'all stick around and stay around after the gifted membership. I always joke with Triple Red X. I'm like, yeah, they getting gifted, but are they gonna keep it? So we're gonna see if they're gonna keep it. So I hope y'all keep it. Now, on last week, I told y'all, I think a couple weeks ago, I told y'all that me and a friend we formed our own little book club, and we're reading this book called The Speed of Trust. And I told y'all when I get to certain points that might be applicable and I think that it's something I should share, I would share it. We're there. So I wanted to share this with you all, and this is some grown adult shit right here. Okay, this is some grown adult shit. I want you to as I'm reading it to you, and as you're looking at it, I want you to absorb this as if it's a lesson to you, because that's how I had to read it as. I couldn't read it and then say this is applicable to everyone else but me. Read this, listen to this, and really let it sink in. Okay, so this was this was from the book. It's on page 83. And here's what it says. And shout out to y'all. I hope y'all hit that like button. The opposite of a mutual benefit agenda is a self-serving agenda. Okay. I want to win, period. If that's your agenda, you might get results, but you need to ask yourself, are these the best results I could be getting? And are these results sustainable over time? The answer to both of these questions is no. Sooner or later, you will pay a huge tax, and your approach will not be sustainable. Instead of building bridges of credibility and trust, you're creating roadblocks of suspicion and distrust. Shout out. And that is so fucking powerful, because it's talking about how sometimes we like to think about our own agenda and how we can move forward by ourselves, but it's so much power in thinking about it on a collective agenda and how people can move together as one. It's always power in more than it is in just your self agenda. And you may win in the short term. You may win some shit, but is it sustainable over the long run? And that's something I had to hear for myself, because even in my professional career, I'm always thinking about how the decisions I make and the moves I make will affect me, how I look at my reputation as a manager, as a supervisor, instead of how it looks for my whole team. So shout out. I wanted to share that with y'all. Absorb it. Replay gang, I hope you take that and I hope it resonates with you. It's from the book. It's called The Speed of Trust. The Speed of Trust. The One Thing That Changes Everything, and it's by Stephen M.R. Covey. And it's a good book. It's a good book. I'm getting myself through it. All right. All right. Get your village. That is powerful. Listening ears. Thank y'all. Ox City. What you say? Code is aka Dr. Oz, our name for him in the beef sector. Baby, he is so interesting. I said, okay. Good morning, Kimberly Black. Good morning. All right, so let's get into this. Let's just get into some before we even touch on Mahogany Jackson, because that's a very, very tough story, very sensitive story to get through. Let's just jump into a couple of these hot topics. So, y'all, Lamar Whitehead, finally. Now, who all thought that Lamar Whitehead wouldn't be found guilty? He was in the right. There was nothing criminal going on. I remember a while ago when I reported on this story, and I heard about, and we all watched him get robbed on live. Okay, they took his jury, and he made that big plea in front of, and everybody just sitting back like, now, are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? Something about this ain't right. First of all, you've been coming out here telling us you have the key to the city. You are Eric Adams' go-to man. People respect you. And through, the allegations, you ran around telling people this shit so you can get deals and stuff. So for me to have believed that you just got arbitrarily robbed in a church like that, I always had my eye up like, what? So to add insult to injury, and this is the one thing that I don't get with, I gotta be honest with you. This is one thing I don't get with a lot of church going folks. Why is it so easy for folks to give to a church versus giving to an actual mission of the church? So if the church is about feeding the poor, feeding the homeless, it's easy for you to get at a stack that $100 to the church. But do you have that same compassion? And I'm only asking a question. Do you have that same compassion when it comes to actually giving to the homeless, giving to the poor, doing all of that great stuff? And I say that because Pauline, that's her name, Pauline gave this man $90,000 of her life savings. She tried to go to a bank to get a home loan, got denied. So her next best option was to give it to my pastor. And he sold her a dream. I'm going to invest it. I'm going to invest this. Then, you're going to have money. And she went off of, remember we talked about trust, how trust is, how if it's self-serving, it only works in the short term. But if it ain't trust on both sides, that shit is not going to work right here. She went off of her trust on him having held her son's wedding and having done things for her and her son. So she went off of that, not knowing that he wasn't giving that same trust back to her. Bitch, I'm gonna get this 90 stack. Okay. And what kills me, the man was spending the money on BMWs and Grubhub. Grubhub, Grubhub. I'm like, was this during a pandemic? Like, who out here spending that kind of bread on Grubhub? Trial evidence showed that Whitehead, previously convicted of identity theft, spent the cash on himself with the funds going to designer clothing, his BMW, Grubhub, Foot Locker, and other lavish purchases. So you have to ask yourself, right? And we're going to get to Lamar. This is Lamar Whitehead, a small guy in a small little corner store church. Imagine how many other pastors, and I'm not saying everybody, notice how I say other pastors think and act just like this man. I want y'all to take account of that, because I do have friends and I do have family members. I have family members. Yes. And I ain't going to put your business out here, but I have family members who have literally, can I say it? Yes. Sold their home and moved to the neighborhood of their pastor just to live down the street because their pastor sold them on living a certain lifestyle. Family members. And I, sorry, I didn't mean to put your business out there, but it's so true. And I see it all the time. And I'm just like, how are people so freaking gullible? How are you so gullible when it comes to this kind of stuff? And so Lamar Whitehead got convicted. Convicted on Monday in Manhattan trial. 46 years old, 5 counts, wire fraud, attempted extortion, and lying to the FBI. So he's been convicted. He can face up to 45 years in prison. Now his sentencing is in July, on July 1. What's so crazy about this is that around him in New York, the buzz is, because he tried to run to become the mayor of, I think it was Brooklyn or whatever borough he is in, trying to take the seat that Eric Adams had, and it failed. He ran on the fact that I'm close to Eric Adams. He used to do this. I can do this now. See, that was another short-term trust. Now we're here, and you know what they're also looking at? Bitch, they're looking at Eric Adams too. The Adams campaign is under federal investigation, with several close allies having their homes raided in recent months. So I Googled this morning, I Googled Eric Adams, and I Googled Bishop Lamar Whitehead. Well, they're also talking about that being a part of the campaign investigation for Eric Adams. And I go back to, you done trusted this man because he had a church in the community, and you felt like that was probably good for your campaign. And look where that landed you, because his trust with you was not the same, friend or foe. That's why I named today's show Friend or Foe. Sometimes we really do got to look at things like, okay, are you short-terming me or are you long-terming me? Are you here for the long term, or is it just a good goal for you? Is this just a good goal to help you out, or is it for us both? We really got to do that shit as we're older. This is a 46-year-old man and an alleged pastor, Lamar Whitehead. Crazy. And I'm sorry, Pauline and her son. I'm just so baffled by the fact that the pastor claimed he will use the proceeds to buy and renovate a fixer-upper home. How many, and y'all be real with me, how many of you all would go to your pastor and say, hey, I want to give you this amount of money to help me buy a home? I mean, my trust for my pastor, or my respect and my love for my pastor, has nothing to do with my finances. I don't intermingle the two. I don't. I know some people are, and you got to understand, I'm a little bit removed from the church. Like, a lot of people go big heavy on the church. I'm not as heavy as others, and I see a line there. I absolutely do. I do not think that I have to have a lot of money to go to church. I don't think that I have to give a lot of money to go to church. I feel like if I want to give, whatever I got, I can give. I've never felt that way. I never felt like, I got $20,000 in the bank, I should give that to my pastor and see what they think. And I didn't think other people felt like that until I started reading this and started looking at other stories. And then even I got family members. I mean, and that was just the tip of the iceberg, what I told y'all. My family, they really are church going folks, heavily deacons. I mean, my grandfather's funeral was at our family church, where the deacon is my uncle. So very heavy in the church. And I wouldn't mind asking them. I would ask them. I would ask my uncle, would you ever do something like that? And I think my uncle would say, I would give $20,000 to the church if they needed it. If the church put out a call and said, hey, we need help. But I don't see my uncle arbitrarily taking his money and saying, hey, why don't you invest this for me? I don't. And that's me. We all got different values against that. But Pauline took 90,000 of her life savings during her career as a nurse after being refused a bank loan. And this is what she decided to do. And she said it was because he presided over her son's weddings and he introduced him to contacts who helped him secure his own home, which is the son. Well, wow. Lamar ended up getting convicted. And I wonder how she feels today. I wonder if she feels good about the fact that he got guilty or feel bad about the fact that she was tried like this. He also got a $500,000 loan from some vendor who off and stifled him, basically said, hey, you need to give me this deal on this property, because if you don't, I can get E, is who he called him, Eric Adams, to kind of put work stop orders out so we can easy at some bullshit. I say all that to say, if he can do it, trust me, it's so many others like him. You have to be fucking careful. And again, I'm not saying don't do however you want to, give to whomever you want to. Do it however, but remember, when you're giving, make sure the trust is on both ends. Make sure it's I'm trusting you with this, and they trust the fact that they know that they have to do something right with it. Remember what this said. I'm gonna go back to it. I'm gonna keep going back to it throughout this whole fucking show. Friend or foe, trust. And it's not just your own, trust goes both ways. Trust, self-preservation. Only I want. No, it has to be both. If you want the right kind of trust, if you want long-term success with something, you got to make sure that you're in it and both of y'all understand why I'm in it. Hey, if you want more money, make sure it's clear on the other side. I'm not in this for this. I'm in it for this. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'll only be involved at a certain level. You're building trust in relationships. Maybe I'll come back at the end of the line. But that was not here in this relationship between Lamar and Eric Adams. And unfortunately, Eric Adams pulled his ass in. The mayor has known the crooked pastor since the Poles days as Brooklyn borough president, and appeared with him at multiple official events, introducing Whitehead as his good friend at a 2016 concert. The defendant, who mounted a failed 2021 campaign to succeed Adams as Brooklyn borough president, has said he considers the mayor his mentor and brother. And then you have Adams' campaign under federal investigation. You better be fucking careful who you talking about as your brother and you bring it on your campaign. This is a lesson, classic lesson. Lady, Pauline, that trust. So do I feel bad for Lamar? No, I don't. I put that right here. I don't feel bad at all. I do hope he gets to face some time in jail, 45. Now, I saw on Twitter, I got to say this. I wasn't even going to say this. Some people said that there are other people who've done far worse than what Lamar Whitehead has done, but he's getting punished, a hefty punishment. You know what I say? The way justice works, if we say that about if we going to do that, and we need to do it all the way to fuck around, the way he did Pauline, we need to talk about how church pastors, it cannot just be this. It has to be, this is a very isolated. This man was a pastor. People trusted him. I absolutely think that's a lot. That's put heavy weight on it. Churches get nonprofit tax status. You know what they can get? They can get loans just as a church on nonprofit tax status. You can get a low interest rate on a loan as a nonprofit. I know you are applicable for many grants. I'm sitting there thinking like he ran up the bag on them. How many other things he did? So yeah, I think he should have gotten 45 years. And it's so funny he's 46. So he, after everything went down, he brought his ass out here to talk about what happened and to give his final words. Now, shout out to Chef Don Don. I wanted to get your link to drop in the chat. Hey mods, if y'all got the link to Chef Don Don's channel, could y'all drop that in the chat for me? Shout out to Chef Don Don. He captured the live and I watched it. And Chef Don Don made a note too. He mentioned everybody but his wife. And I thought that was interesting. I said it's because the wife is probably cooperating with the federal agents and the authorities. The wife is probably trying to keep her and her kids safe and protected. So that could be, that was my theory, but we don't know. But in his statement, he's saying a lot of nothing. He's boasting still. And he now wants us to consider his family. So as we're talking about him, we need to consider his family. I said, well, were you considering your family when you was doing BMW, Grubhub, taking Pauline? What's like, did you think about what that negative shit, that criminal shit would have on your family? Probably not. Probably not. So y'all listen to this man and just notice how he's just so, I feel like it's out of all of this shit, I feel like it's his ego. I feel like it's his ego. Check this out.
But I just ask you guys to have some courtesy for my family and have some courtesy for my children, the ones that have, common sense. And y'all just stay focused. Y'all stay firm. And just remember, man, God is always in control. I'm here. I'm going to be preaching on Sunday. And I'm going to be preaching until I can't preach no more. I'm going to preach until I can't preach no more. I'm still going to be right here. I'm still going to be an encouragement. I'm still going to be promoting Jesus, right? And I ain't giving up on him. And this is my time this is my Job season where I have to stand 10 toes down. You know what I mean? I have to stand 10 toes down and I have to believe God. That's it. 10 toes down and I have to believe God.
Now, you know how when people is always caught up in some shit, it's always easy to say, I got to put my trust in God. I just got to believe in God and he's going to get me through, because and he's so good at manipulating. He's so good at getting you to be on his side. And I'm watching this. And I'm wondering how many fucking people are watching him give this sob story. And I'm looking at the chat too. And they're very mixed. People were snapping on him and he was blocking people. But some people were like, you're going to get through it. We're going to see you through. God bless. And I'm like, wow, it is so easy for people to be manipulated. Watching this, it wouldn't, hell fucking no. Are you kidding me? Not me at all.
So in closing, thank you. Thank you. Thank you for all your prayers. Thank you for everybody that was fasting. Thank you for everyone that had me and my family in your hearts, right? Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you for praying for my family because I was doing some fucked up shit. Thank you. Thank you. Even though I was fucking up, thank you for praying for them, because I wasn't praying for them, nor was I thinking about them in a moment. Like, what kind of double manipulator shit is this? Continue.
Thank you. Thank you. And when God decides to give the vindication, it will be done. All right. Let me say this to you. Everybody has a season, right? Everybody has a season. And you can laugh at me all you want at this season of my life, right? But what I do know is I serve a God that is, nobody's bigger than him. Nobody's better than him. And just because it seemed this way right now, I'm still looking forward to God unchanging hand. Amen. All right, y'all. So y'all stay up. I'm staying up. I'm keeping a smile on my.
Wow. Absolutely not. I would have saw that and I would have definitely asked for my tithes back for that whole year. While y'all investigating, you think I can get my tithes? You think it's room enough for me to get my tithes back for a couple years I've been giving to this man? Can we investigate that? And it's so unfortunate that when things happen like this to folks in the religious community, it's easy for them to still have support, for them to miss the lesson and come back out and do the same shit over again. And that's why I said 45 years is good. It'll take 45 years for them folks to find another church, another person to go to and get the spiritual healing, the spiritual message, the connection that they really, really want than to have wasted all of that time on someone who wasn't even thinking about you. You wasn't even his main priority or his goal. I could tell that by looking at the church. Anytime somebody who's I always say this, anytime you look better than your home, that's a problem. Your priorities are not together. I may look good out in public, but you better know when you walk in my house, it looks good too. It looks good too. And I looked at him and I said, he he wants to put on this very well presentation, but do you see the man in church? And now I'm not shading him, but I see a lot of pastors like that. You see these churches on the outside look like, and hey, get your startup how you get it. But I don't expect to see you in a mink fur. I don't expect to see you with jewelry on. No, that's not my expectation. I expect to see you as common as possible because you're not there yet, because your church isn't there yet. And we saw this man stepping out. I'm with the mayor. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. But your church, but your home, your people, your people. It didn't match for me. So I been thought he was a womp womp. So I'm glad he's getting his retribution. Shout out to Justice on this one. It's unfortunate. And Miss Pauline, I hope that you get you a nice financial planner to help you out. It's people that you can pay to help you do what you was trying to get him to do. Like you could have took your 90,000, cut off maybe $5,000 and got you a really good financial planner who could have got you together. You could have told him your financial goals. Say, hey, I want to do this in 5 years and do this in 6 years. And I want to plan for a car and this. And they will set you up on that road to success. It's unfortunate we some of us are so narrow vision on my pastor. And it's like, but you got other options. So, yeah, shout out. This guy is a whole piece of work. He is so full of shit. Listen, us folks in Queens and Brooklyn know about him. He been like this. That's the saddest part. That is one of the saddest things is when it's known that you are a manipulator and people are still gullible. It's like, okay, it's people like him that run people from the church. It's the sweaty lip for me. They really be caught up in bullshit. Okay. Period. And good morning, Sunshine. Good morning to you. And good morning, everybody that's coming in the room. So that was Lamar Whitehead. Now we got to get into congratulations and shout the fuck out to Armon Wiggins, baby. Armon Wiggins has just now been crowned, okay, the newest host on TGIF. Okay, now here's the thing. Y'all know I like Armon. I fuck with Armon. I'm so glad that he has this opportunity to move to this platform. In my mind, TGIF, and y'all, no shade because it's soul and it's supposed to be the black side of Fox, whatever, child. You can never black me anywhere. You can't black me down. I don't give a fuck if your network was HBO and you called it HBO Black. I don't play that shit. I'll go, you can't black me down. I hate when they do that. Like the BET app, I hate that. Because in my mind, I'm like, is this supposed to be the black me down version? Hell no. I want to have access to the best, the top, the latest, the greatest. Don't just put me, this is great for us. No, bitch, I want what's great for everybody. What's the top thing? That's how I feel. So, when I saw TGIF in my mind, I say that's probably the broadcast version of a YouTube show. Who didn't think that Portia, Al, and Funky Dineva was not literally doing what folks do on YouTube? To me, it just wasn't on the YouTube platform. It literally was on Fox, the network. So, in the channels that it's on. And it's a great look. It's a great next step. It's a great elevation. I think for you ask any smaller content creator out here, yes, it's a great stepping tool. Yes, it's a great stepping stone. So, in my eyes, shout out to him for doing that. It's definitely a good look. Now, y'all know it comes with a backlash. So, word on the curb, y'all know I fuck with Conscious TV. You know I fuck with Conscious TV, okay? And when I say I fuck with people, it's not just like I actually be like, yo, what up? And so he also had an opportunity to be a part of or be one of the hosts. And so he didn't get it. Armon got it. And so now it's, sort of the shade between the two. Now I fuck with both of them. So I'm just keeping my ass right here in the middle, knees folded, Indian style, bitch, with my arms like this, watching both. I ain't got no skin in the game. And baby, when I tell you that the little sector they all beefing about it. Everybody against Armon. Fuck Armon, blah, blah, blah. So I got a chance to listen to Conscious TV and Sherelle's World last night on Conscious TV channel. And baby, they was giving him the business. And I'm like, damn, Armon. Now, you know, the other hater, leaning eye, okay, everywhere. You know he hating. I don't even want to talk about him. I don't even want to throw you no shade. I don't even want to do that. Let me not say that. Now, I ain't going to say leaning eye. Wiley, you know Wiley over there throwing shade on his channel. Wiley, stop throwing shade. The thing about it, Wiley, is you can have that same opportunity. Believe that shit. I'm telling you that shit. I may have hated on you, all that shit, but you can have that same opportunity. And the thing about it is, Wiley, and I'm telling you this as a man. This is man shit, not because you're a bigger content creator now. This man shit. You have to walk the path and treat people how you are going to want to be treated when you get to walk through that path and you get that opportunity. You know, it's good for business to be gossipy and be hating on a man and all that shit. But remember, when your turn comes around, don't be sitting back like, nah, everybody hating on me, because you are a part of it. That's why I wish everybody be like, congratulations. And if I do want to hate, I do this with my boy or my, you know, I do it behind the scenes. But you got to master that, because the more you become relevant, the more popular you become, be mindful. Now, Armon says something, and the reason I'm saying this is because Armon says something maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago on a live on his channel. It was titled like, I think it gave the illusion that he was quitting YouTube. He was done with this shit. He's over it, you know. And in that live, and don't quote me verbatim, but he was saying how the fucking like people don't fuck with him. He has more haters than he has supporters. And even the ones who do like go up for him and support him, it's always silent. It's never how he wanted it to be. And what I could think about, and y'all know I fuck with Armon, but I gotta say this shit. The only thing I could think about is Cardi B and Armon, and when they went through that spat, he ended up having to go through what people go through when same shit Wendy Williams. When Wendy Williams started going at certain celebrities, her life became harder and harder to get, harder and harder to attain. Nobody want to associate with you. Nobody want to fuck with you. And so when I look at Armon, I'm saying to myself, like, you're just going through the motions, you're going through the wave, and then look at him. So I'm saying to Wiley, you got to be careful about how you want to nag on people when you're like, if you're in that lane, you should be careful, because people are watching you and how you do respond. Let's say Armon do get an opportunity to feature, you know, other folks on TGI Friday. Align yourself so that you could have that opportunity. Now, for those that just fucking hate him, don't give a fuck. You know, a lot of people say he getting $1,000 an hour. That ain't no money. You make more than that on YouTube. You have to be narrow vision and tunnel vision, not to think about the additional opportunities that comes with you being on a broadcast. Okay, it's different. Fox Soul is in hotels. I said Fox Soul is in hotels. That's different. I don't care how much money he's making. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care. It's the exposure. And I'm gonna say to Armon, eat this exposure up. And when it's time to jump off that train, bro, when you know that you can make more money, or you can get more exposure offline because your time wasted with this, do it. Just like Funky Geneva. And I give him praise too. Funky Geneva collected his 200,000 from him being on there, and people are like, that's not a lot of money. That's not a lot of money. You got fucking actors out here who make $36,000 a year, and they're just expected to use endorsement and brand deals and other deals to make up the rest. And y'all telling him that ain't a lot of money? You shitting me? I'd have been right up there next to Portia. Girl, what? Absolutely. So, and I'm sitting here as a voice of reason for all of y'all. Like, it's good to just joke on each other and be mad at each other and like, fuck you, and you got the opportunity. But just know your opportunity is going to come, and when you walk through that door, you're going to get the same shit. You know, you're going to get the same shit. I'm proud of him being able to do that shit. I'm watching him on the channel, and I'm like, look at him being saucy. I'm like, I'm saying to myself, I wonder if producers say, Armon, you got to dress less provocative. I'm asking those kind of questions because it's news to me. It's new to me. So I'm proud of him for doing it. Conscious TV, and I think you're amazing. I think you're great. I think you have a way of commanding your audience. I often thought, I probably in my mind, I'm like, I wonder if Claudia. I'm sorry, I keep saying Portia. I wonder if Claudia kind of really wanted to be the only one with sort of the feminine, look energy. She didn't want you bringing a fucking badass rap in that bitch. I don't know. I kept thinking like those things. And ladies, I ain't trying to say that women is jealous of the child. I ain't saying all of that. What I'm saying though is that there could be some underlying reasons why conscious TV wasn't chosen, and Armon Wiggins was. But for whatever the case is, we're gonna give this man congratulations. Do your big, I'm excited for him. I hope more opportunities come, and it opens the door to so many different things. You just don't know what's next. So shout out to you, Armon Wiggins. And I don't, even if he's making $1,000 an hour, I mean, get your hours up. Shit. I mean, get money. That's still good. How many of y'all making $1,000 an hour? I'm not. Bitch, I'm not at all. Not at all. Not at all. So do what you gotta do. And they also were saying like Alexander Rogers would have been a better option than Armon Wiggins. I'm listening to all of this. Who else did they say? Sherelle's World would have been a better option. Chris. I'm just like, wow, okay, this is a lot, but shout out to you, man. I'm definitely not gonna hate. I'm not gonna hate. What do y'all think? Do y'all think Armon was a good choice? Armon gives reads. Did y'all know that? I didn't know he gives readings. That's new to me. Thank you, Lisa. Right. Sunshine, my OCD keeps staring at me at it. Good AM. Did Conscious TV ever get a chance to appear on? Claudia said he would. No, I don't think so. I think it was just an audition and it never got aired. And then there was X. Good morning. Good morning. You can tuck your flap on your hat. I think it's a slap for it, y'all. I do. I just was being lazy. I can't stand you, Sally O'Malley. Let's go. Okay. All right. So before we get to our major story, Mahogany Jackson, I also wanted to talk about Sweetie and Cardi B. So apparently, and y'all know what I'm talking. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know whose side I'm on and where I reside. Okay. So apparently, Cardi B and Sweetie, they both were at a Vanity Fair Oscar party. At this Oscar party, right? And what the word on the curb is, this is what we're hearing from outsiders, people who witnessed this. The word on the curb is that Cardi B allegedly, bitch, don't bring that shit over here, Cardi. Allegedly, she was walking past Sweetie. Sweetie was sitting down at a table, and Cardi B was walking past, and Cardi B allegedly said some things along the lines of, "What now, bitch? What you got to say now? All that talk, what now? What now, bitch?" Some shit like that. And they were saying that Sweetie was holding it like she was keeping her presence. She wasn't raising her voice. She was just on some, get out of here, bitch. I'm icy. I'm icy. Now, this outfit she got on, she said it's $25 million worth of jewelry on it. I said, damn. Who letting you? Who loan? I'm trying to figure out who loaning this Sweetie. What the Sweetie got? I mean, I hate to say. I ain't trying to say she fucking, but what? It ain't the talent. So what is it? Like, what is it? We know it ain't the rapping. What is it? Is it because she's a beautiful ass woman? If that's the case, I get it absolutely. Because Sweetie is very good. She's very pretty. But damn, they giving you $25 million dresses and shit to show up at the Oscars. It sound like a ploy to me, but whatever. So Sweetie was holding her own, you know what I'm saying? And I guess one of the jokes was that Sweetie breast titties look fake or they don't look good or some shit that Cardi had lodged at her. So Cardi B, and everybody was trying to figure out what the fuck Cardi B was talking about. So Cardi B had went live, being dramatic, and again, y'all know what team I'm on. Y'all know all fucking day long I'm a barb. Y'all know that. I come from the land of Itty Bitty Piggy. I come from Ice Cream Man. I come from the Come Up Tour and the Come Up Big State. So that's me. So you know where I come from. So Cardi B goes on live, and here's what she said that got us all thinking that this is what she's talking about. And yes, she did. She's confirming that, yeah, the allegations are true. Her and Sweetie got into it. So check this out.
Somebody, you know me. I don't play that shit. But I'll call you later because I'm on live. I'll tell you all the Tiana later. Bye.
Now, somebody comment under the video, she talking to Jason Lee. I agree. I'm sure she's probably talking to Jason Lee. I had to ask myself, is this shit staged? Like, are you acting this way because you know you got some weak music coming out? Because you know, Like It didn't hit the countdown at all. People thought that was gonna make an impact, but it didn't make an impact at all. And I keep telling Cardi B what it is. You need to do a song, like you need to do a full body of work, not these little remixes and shit. But I'm not on your team, so I don't got no words for you. But I'm saying thinking like, is this a stunt for some music? Like, what are we doing here? Well, what's the fuck is going on? So Sweetie goes to her Twitter and she posts this message. And I guess this was her message to let everybody know. I'm really just a bad bitch that mind her business. If you don't like me, that's on you and your mama, boo. And so somebody wrote, "What's T? Who you talking about?" The girls talking about my twins. So I'm assuming this is the same situation. Cardi was talking about your titties or whatever. Y'all need to grow up. Like, Cardi, you already had this episode with Nicki where you was trying to throw a shoe and then you walked out with a knot on your head. And the same fucking shit. Like, grow the fuck up. And y'all know this is all stemming from Eagle face Offset. You cannot tell me he like on some real shit. The man looked like a bald eagle. Saweetie was dating Quavo. Allegedly, she fucked Offset during that period in time. Quavo confirmed it in a song with his lyrics saying something like, "You fuck my bitch behind my back" or some shit. Then it got leaked out. Cardi B came out in defense of Offset August 22nd. And now we're here and you're mad and you're still mad. You gotta let this shit go. Either you upset or you're not. You make too much money to be walking this line, bitch. Like, are you mad or you not? And Cardi, music, only music. I don't want to hear no more drama stories. I only want to hear your music. I'm so sick of this with Cardi. She does this all the time. Nicki dropped the album, then her and Offset break up. December 31st, her and Offset walking out of the club together. The fuck kind of shit at Valentine's Day, her and Offset? I only want to hear your music. I know you got to pull this shit. I know you got to pull the stunts. I get it. But stunt with some music. You know, it'd have been dope if that would have went down and a track was dropped later in the night. Fuck these bitches. Do that kind of stunt. Stunt with the music. Don't just be out here stunting because you think you about to whoop somebody's ass. Because what I was told was, or what I was reading was, Sweetie was going to give it to you. They said Sweetie tried to keep it classy, but she didn't back down. Basically, Cardi was making a fool out of herself, yelling, and Sweetie didn't back down, but didn't raise her voice. Do you really want to have a fight with Sweetie? Like for real, do you really want to fight Sweetie? Are we really doing that in 2024? Let that shit go. We're gonna just let that ride. We just gonna say this never fucking happened, okay? Okay. Just annoys the fuck out of me. A full album though. I'm sick of singles. A full album. Not too much on my Cardi now. Bobby fix it. I'm now reading his pictures. Yeah, she's beautiful and marketable. The 25 million is the jewelry she was wearing. All of those rings I'm still wondering who gave her that. But she is gorgeous now. She is. He funny and appealing to all audiences. Alexander Rogers is awesome. Conscious TV here says a lot about his personality. He's hiding behind that bang. Armon giving read. I didn't know about none of that. Full album. And you see, she had a new man on her arm too. All right. So it's 87 people in here. I hope y'all all have hit the like, subscribe to the channel, became members. In Hot Topics today, we covered Lamar Whitehead, who got exactly what he deserved. Okay. We also talked about Armon Wiggins, who got exactly what he deserved. And then we talked about Sweetie and Cardi B, and I'm telling them to cut the fucking bullshit. Cut that bullshit. I think it's a little dated for them two to be doing that. And now I want to turn over into local news. I want to talk about the Mahogany Jackson story. So let's shift gears for a minute. All right. So I don't know if many of you have heard about this story, but I heard about it like maybe a week ago when they found, I think it was they were looking for 8 people, they found 7, and then they found the additional person. But it's a really, really sad story. The story of Mahogany Jackson. And again, enemy or friend. And that's why I titled this live Friend or Foe, because this story reminded me so much of Shanquilla Robinson, except it was in United States of America. And you notice the difference. They were able to catch these individuals so much quicker. And I think the biggest thing that reminded me of Shanquilla Robinson was that the majority, or more than, I think it was more than half of the participants were women. They were women. And that's what got me about the Shanquilla Robinson story. It was the fact that you literally had women who portrayed themselves as being your friend for a significant period of time, obviously, to build trust. And y'all are out of country, and you think that as a woman, I'd understand your pain or what you're going through. And no. So when I read this Mahogany Jackson story, I instantly went there. Here we go. We got another group of fake ass friends. And see, for me, and reading this story, and we're gonna get to it, I really feel like there was some additional motive involved. I feel like there's some drugs, there's some crime. I felt like there was something else involved here as to the reason why they actually murdered and tortured and murdered this woman. Illicit sex activity, I said, money, a drug deal gone bad, murder. But whatever the case may be, it really was something they were trying to hide and keep away from the public. So we got all of these videos put on social media, and I'm not going to share any of those videos. I saw one video where Mahogany was naked, and she was actually, I think she was being it looked like she was being chased, but 2 women were out there yelling at her and fighting her. 2 women. This is crazy to me, and it's so easy for, that's why I opened this with trust, and how it is, how you have to understand trust goes both ways. It's not just a one-sided thing. Trust goes both ways, and you know what trust is like. You know what it feels like, and we be so gullible to just trust folks, like just off bat. Oh, I'm gonna trust you. So this is Mahogany Jackson. She has a 3-year-old daughter. Okay, we're in Alabama. On the date and time, she had received a message from her friends, and she thought that she was going to hang out with her friends. And so, nothing out of the ordinary, nor would you think in that moment, I need to let my parents know, I need to give them an address, I need to do this and the third. So she showed up, and soon as she got in there, Lewis, and we're gonna start going through these pictures. Is this Lewis? Lewis, okay, this is Lewis. Lewis and McCall, 2 women. These are 2 women. Lewis and McCall. These were her 2 first attackers. So let's break this shit down. So soon as she get there, the first set of individuals. Now there was some period of time before the attack happened. I'm sure there was a conversation. There was something going on, and in that period of time, that to me is when all hell broke loose. That's why I said it had to be. Did she see them murder somebody? Was there a drug deal gone bad that she was a part of? Did she steal some money, or did they steal some money and she knows about it and she wants them to be quiet? Was there some illicit sex activities going on? And I kept thinking in my head, like, there had to be something. There was a reason why. And then when you fast forward to the end, when we start seeing the video footage that the police officer was describing that he saw in it, these people were specifically looking for her to turn over her cell phone and give us the fucking password. So then my mind buzzing, like, well, what's on this fucking phone? What's on the phone? What does she know that you all are trying to keep hidden? That's why I'm so glad they all got caught. Because they're gonna start snitching on each other. Oh, I know how this shit go. Easily. Oh my God. They're gonna start snitching. That's why when you get caught like this, they throw everything they can at your ass. So if they can pull something back, you gonna talk. Well, we can lessen this blow right here. You gonna talk. Oh, they're gonna talk. They're gonna talk. And see, the thing is you already got some of these individuals, and we gonna talk about it, whose attorneys are already coming to the table talking about some, well, you know, my client didn't actually shoot the gun, nor did my client my client had no involvement. You're gullible. You didn't call the police. You didn't stop it. You didn't ask for help. You didn't do any of that. You're just as gullible watching as you are participating in somebody dying. Are you kidding me? And here one step further than these dumbass motherfuckers. So y'all are at one. So what happens is, so Mahogany shows up. Obviously, there's some conversation. This is where she first gets attacked. She's outside, and then this is the first video we hear about and we see on social media. She's outside. The two I just showed you, Tanya McCall and Tia Lewis, and is it Sanaya McCall? Sorry, like I need to know y'all fucking names anyways. McCall and Lewis are outside beating this girl, punched her in the face while she's naked. That's location one. Now, the first location we're at, this nigga's house, Brandon Pope. Brandon motherfucking Pope. That's the big dog. This is the one who allegedly shot her. This is the big fucking dog of all of these little niggas. And half of them are women. So the girl gets, you know, they are attacking her. You can hear somebody say, put her in the trunk. So now you're transporting, now you're kidnapping, and all you bitches know about it. And you talking about you are not gullible. Well, if we're going from one location to another location, at what point in time did you stop and say, let me call the police, let me detour? You rode along. You're gullible, bruh. The fuck? I mean, what aren't we seeing and saying? So they want to be let off the hook, or they want lighter sentences. Kiss my ass with that shit. You're just as gullible. So we find ourselves here. So we get to the second location, and we're at the second location, and I'm piecing this together by different stories, and then the detective who's watched the videos, because these assholes, and that's why I said, what happened? Did she go to another gang and snitch on them and didn't say nothing, and so they got embarrassed in front of the gang, and so now they want to film her getting attacked so that they can let the gang know? Like, I'm trying to figure out what mode, because you don't, when people are doing this kind of shit, torture, you typically don't see that as a recording. You don't see, you don't, this is some unusual shit, some FBI shit. And so they recorded it, 5 videos in total. And throughout the videos, she's being tortured. One of the guys, and I think it was Brandon Pope, had his penis in her mouth with a gun to the head, making her perform oral sex. And she's continuously saying to them throughout these videos, okay, that's enough. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. So then I'm saying to myself, because when I hear shit like that, I always say, has this happened before? And I'm not just saying that to her. I'm saying that to any of these other women, Giovanni, Sanaya, Tia. Have y'all been attacked before like this? Is this common? Did she already know the get down and y'all just took it too far because the reason why they saying she got shot and left under a mattress in an off dump site was because she ended up texting her mom, texting her family, send help. And I think she said, send help. What was it? Send help. And she didn't want the police. Did I get the actual words? Yes, I've been kidnapped. Send help, don't call. That's the message she sent her family. And when they realized that that's what she sent after getting the phone and getting the password, she was shot in the back of her head. And that's where they found her. And I'm just saying to myself, wow. It's a lot of deep undercover shit going on. And I'd be so glad when they get down to the bottom of it, because I think it'll expose something greater. I think there was another crime committed. I think is another crime that has committed. And I think that she was the cover up. We got to get her out and I'm just alluding to this because I'm trying to figure out if they're friends, if they're all friends, and she felt so comfortable enough to go over there, what the fuck happened that could make friends, including the females? Now, we're going to go there because I'm gay too. So I ain't got to even, bullshit around you. I had to look like, are we studying around here? Are we studs? Full on niggas. You got these ones, Brandon Pope, Francis Harris. Francis Harris claims I had no involvement. I didn't do anything. I didn't pull the gun. I was just there. Yeah. How many of y'all made these two other girls go after her though? That's my thing. You got this one, Blair Green, and then you have Jeremiah McDowell. All of them look like they on some shit. All of them like it was a cover up. Now, this was the last individual that they found, Ariana Robinson, and this is where I picked up in the story, and I found it to be interesting. Ariana Robinson is in custody, and they're all in custody under no bond. All of them, as of Wednesday, February 28th. Giovanni Clapp, Blair Green, Tia Lewis, Francis Harris, Sanaya McCall, Jeremiah McDonald, and Brandon Pope. They're all in custody. I'm so fucking shocked to have seen the fact that it's all of these women involved in something like this. I don't give a fuck if y'all were gay or thugging women. I don't care how hard you all are. I always at the end of the day feel like there's some bond or there's some connection between I understand your pain. That's why I think in my mind that they've all done something wrong and she's the one that could expose them or make them liable and they took her out. And let's go one step further. Did they think they weren't going to get caught? Like y'all knew y'all were going to get caught. Let's be for real. You put it on social. You knew you were going to get caught. So was taking her out that much more important to y'all? Fuck going to jail. We got to get this motherfucker right here. What was it? And when we find out, y'all, it better not be over no motherfucking $10. It better not be over no goddamn you had the car too long. Because then that's a huge fucking, it's always a grievance, but that's a huge fucking grievance for a friend. That's a hefty price to pay for a friend. For a friend. And she was a mother. Woman was a whole mother, 3-year-old daughter. And so attorneys of some of the defendants argued they had no part in Jackson's murder. However, Judge Davis ruled they all played a role and that it's best that they all locked up for the community's safety. Now, see, this is what gets me about this shit. How many times do we see that there's a case where, and I'm not putting no ethnicity on it, okay? We're just going to say in general. How many times do you see there's a case where multiple people are the suspects and that one person, remember the police officers, and some of them were black, and some people had bond and had to stay in the jail, and some of them couldn't. And I read this and I said, that's so interesting because they all got to go, huh? That's Alabama for you. That's Alabama. I remember that situation where it was all those police officers. And I think you had like 2 white police officers. And the black guys all had the bond. And it was the 2 white police officers that didn't have a bond, but they had a court date to attend, in which they ended up being suspended but not fired. Which I need to follow up on that story too. So this story right here is one of those things where it's like you're damned if you do. This isn't even a story about, what could I've done or what could I've not done. This is really about trust. This is when I started the show with friend or foe, learning how to trust people, but understanding that having short-term trust means it only goes one way. When you have long-term trust, it goes both ways. And I wonder how much did they trust each other? I wonder how much she trusted them, and I wonder if it was a relationship built off of drugs, money, because if it's that case, then there was no trust at all. And if that's the case, this is the shit we find ourselves in. When you build relationships based off of this kind of shit, when it's off of, the wrong shit, and I'm not saying you can't do the wrong shit, but don't build your relationships off of us getting together to do whatever the fuck we're doing that's not right. Because in the end, that trust is not mutual, baby. Y'all might be having faith over each other because we doing it together. But once somebody feels like you're not in the circle, we have shit like this. And I'm not saying that this girl that's her fault and that's the story here, but you got to take the context clues and run with it. You got to see that shit and put yourself in her shoes. Yeah, if your friends, come through, you're going to go through, you're going to go over. You're not expecting that you're going to be ambushed. Certainly not by the ladies, the women, which made me think that they do this shit often. That was some shit that they do. I mean, I was looking at their faces to see like, did any of them get their ass beat or one time? What was going on? Now some of the men look like they definitely, especially him and him, like they done got their ass beat too. But you really gotta, the older we get, we really gotta understand trust. Same with Shanquella. I do wonder while when I was covering that story, did Shanquilla really trust them, and what was the trust built on? Was it y'all were just, going out buddies, or was this like really third grade, bitch, I fuck with you and I trust you? Um, so this is a really, really sad story. I want to play this clip for you all, and then I'm gonna come back and see what y'all had to say about it.
Beyond disturbing, and it was an emotional day in court. Now, one of the saddest details I learned today is that Mahogany Jackson came to the first location thinking these people were her friends. Investigators say they then tortured her, and the things that were described are why Judge Keisha Davis says she denied all of these suspects a bond. Now, Birmingham Police Homicide Detective Mark Green says the first stop was the home of suspect Brandon Pope. Now, that's where Jackson was beaten outside while she was naked. Officers say some of the suspects beat her while others recorded the beatings. Now, Jackson was stomped and kicked, and then prosecutors say one of the suspects can be heard saying, "Put her in the trunk," and then she was dragged naked in the street. Now, Jackson was taken to a second location, and I want to warn you, this will be hard to hear. Prosecutors say Jackson was sexually assaulted at gunpoint. Officials say she was handcuffed, beaten, pistol whipped, and then spat on. Now, Jackson's family, including her mother, were present in court today, and as they read out the evidence, you could hear them getting very emotional. DA Danny Carr says, though, this will be a long road to get justice for Mahogany, and he also explains why only 5 out of the 8 suspects were present today for the Anais Law hearing.
The individuals that are charged with capital murder, obviously, the law, the statute and the rules of criminal procedure says that their bond can be set at a no bond automatically. The individuals that are charged with felony murder, the statute requires a hearing. The next step, obviously, is there'll be further investigation with Birmingham Police Department.
Yeah, another sad thing we learned today was that the suspects wanted the password to Mahogany Jackson's phone. Officials say they even told her if she gave it to them, they would let her go, only to kill her anyway. Now, live at 5, you'll hear what District Attorney Danny Carr says he told the family today. Morgan.
So that phone, them wanting her phone is critical. Is really, really critical evidence. And I think that the FBI or whomever is involved in investigating this, and I keep saying the FBI, but the police department in Birmingham, I think that they're going to also be interested in what was on her phone, what was they looking for, which will lead them to what I'm saying is the bigger fucking picture. Expose whatever it is. Because let's just say that, those guys murdered someone, and she saw it and knew about it and kept hush, but she been gone distant, taking her care of her daughter for a couple of weeks, so she ain't been on the scene. So finally she got some time out. Mom, you watch the daughter, you watch my baby, got some time out, and comes over, and they're paranoid on drugs and shit. You been talking? Let us see your phone. Let us see your phone. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm fucking saying. Like, it's got to be something deeper. And I'm reading the chat, and I'm hearing a lot of people say like it was over, like they was having sex with each other. Well, not a lot, but I saw in the comment, they were having sex with each other, and I think I saw one other one say that they were all fighting with each other. Did you hear most of them been attacked since they've been in jail? I've been following this story since she went missing. I didn't know that, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. You got to think about it too. They're probably sitting somewhere in the county jail, right? Where a lot of people probably are local, right? Probably heard this story and don't even give a fuck. Don't even give a fuck, and probably are attacking him. I think, so much for street justice. Gullible, not culpable. Culpable, not gullible. Thank you. Thank you. What's up, Erica? Good morning to you. Thank you for coming through. Birmingham, Alabama. I hear they all were messing around, allegedly. I could believe that. I could believe that. And it's so funny to me that it's this group of individuals. I was looking for it to be something other than what it was. Fan, good morning to you. Thank you for coming through. Roman Noodles. Good morning, Shay BZ. Cynthia Lewis, this was mind blowing. Yes, it was. It absolutely was. That's so bogus. I wonder what was in the phone. That's what I'm wondering too. I'm so curious. Angela, you must be in New York City. That happened to me in Harlem. Catching a up them stairs. It's just ridiculous. I hear it's more than the 8 involved. The Cash App money to themselves. Oh wow. See, and there's so much more to the story. If she got an iPhone, they call get everything from her iCloud. Absolutely. Absolutely right. Shanquilla was bad, but this here takes the cake. Yeah, it was. And I think that it's the torturing part. It's the torturing part, and it's the fact that and that's why I said that when she first got there had to be a conversation that escalated, and then because she had to have some access to her phone. Like she wouldn't have access to her phone if they made her strip naked and they're beating her. They probably took her phone by that time. So whenever she had access to her phone to send that message, she must have been in the height of that conversation. Like, yo, they not letting me leave. I'm trying to walk out the door. Like she must have had some level of freedom before shit took off, because she was able to text her family, and it's crazy because I'm thinking, text your family. I would have texted my family, but I definitely would have dialed 911 and let the phone just talk. Get my location, but don't you hear this ruckus? You know what's going on. And then, I'd put, if you're going to take that risk, I definitely would have got the folks involved. And I'm just saying that as what can we learn from this? What can we pick up and move forward? You find yourself in the heat of the moment. You got some friends you got some foes that claim that they're your friends. Think about that shit. I absolutely would. And always understand too the what I said about trust earlier in the show. The fact that trust goes both ways, and when it's always one way, that means it's going to be short term. There's no way to make trust that goes one way long term. Think about relationships. When you in a relationship with somebody and you trust them but they barely trust you, how long that shit going to go? How long that shit gonna go before you gotta recognize that? And you gotta recognize that in your own friendships. Because if you don't, you do run the risk of this shit. And it was a wake up call to me too. Not like I got friends that's, I need to be looking at, but it did make me wonder, do we all have the same intent, good intent with each other and positive? Do I want what's best for them? Do I think about, their best future and shit like that? Are we always only available just to go out? So think about those things as you get older, because that shit matters. You don't want to find yourself in a situation like Shanquella Robinson, rest in peace to Shanquella Robinson, or like Mahogany Jackson, rest in peace to Mahogany Jackson. This is crazy that we're starting to find, and I'm sure it's way more stories about friends killing their friends. I think about that black woman who was over at it was a group of lady friends. Some were white, Asian, and she just went missing and nobody knew anything. So you got to be very, very mindful of that. If we can take anything from this story, be very mindful. And I hope these guys get exactly what they are. And they're young enough for me to sit their ass right there in fucking jail. Just sit your ass right there in fucking jail. You got Giovanni, she 23. Sit your ass in jail. Blair Green, 25. Sit your ass in jail. Taja Lewis, 25. Francis Harris, 25. Sanaya McCall, 23. Jeremiah McDowell. This motherfucker here, 18 years old. Sit your ass in jail. Brandon Pope, the leader of all this shit, 24. Sit your ass in jail. And I hope they banged on you. I hope you got banged on. What's your weight? Did they put the weight in here? No. I hope you got banged on. I hate to say it like that, but I do. Y'all gonna fuck. And now, granted, I can't sit here and say she didn't do anything wrong or she wasn't a bad person or anything like that, because I don't know the woman. But the situation around her death is certainly one to be discussed. Rest in peace, Mahogany. I'm sorry this happened to you, baby. I'm so sorry. Rest in peace to you, and my well wishes to your little girl. And I hope every last one of y'all are vindicated. Look at this bit. Look at it. Look at this line. Look. Now, can y'all answer this question for me? Is that because of the wig? She was wearing a wig and it got snatched off. Like, what's up with her edges? Is that what that is, or is that just dandruff? Because I've seen people like this around the lining of their hair, and I always wonder, like, is that because of the wig or is it dandruff? Sit in jail and keep your ass there. Ah, it's the glue. It's the glue. That's a bad look, mama. That is a horrible look. Um, Life without parole for me, FYI. I hear you can text 911. Yes, you can text. Yes, you can text 911. I learned that too. You can text 911. Just say that the majority of them were ugly compared to her. It's sad. Jealousy seemed to be included. That's true too. That's true. I hope they give us live updates during the trial. I would love that too. I would really want to know what the fuck was it? What was it? And I'm telling you, if we find out it was $10 or she was dating one of the guys and she cheated on him, some shit like that. I'm glad it will make them getting their ass beat in jail all worth it. All worth it. All worth it. Just say it's the majority of them. Wig glue. I'm natural. I don't know. Y'all shady as hell. All right, y'all. That was a quick show for us this morning. Thank y'all so much. So much for coming through. I hope y'all hit that like button. I hope y'all subscribe to the channel. And if you are a subscriber, consider being a member, joining the membership. I think it's like 99 cents or $1.99. It's nothing too high at all. Make sure y'all like. And before I get out of here, I want to just reemphasize this one more time for those who may not have caught the beginning of the live, but I have been reading this book called The Speed of Trust, The One Thing That Changes Everything by Stephen M. Covey. And I told y'all that anytime I find like a good quote or something that I came across that I thought would be powerful and worthy, I would share with you. So before we go, I'm going to read this one more time. So here's the quote. The opposite of a mutual benefit agenda is a self-serving agenda. I want to win, period. If that's your agenda, you might get results. But you need to ask yourself, are these the best results I could be getting? And are these results sustainable over time? The answer to both of these questions is no. Because sooner or later, you will pay a huge tax, and your approach will not be sustainable. Instead of you building bridges of credibility and trust, you're creating roadblocks of suspicion and distrust. So shout out to that quote. Shout out to y'all. I hope y'all have a great day. I hope everything goes well. I hope you consider the theory about trust, what I said today, and I hope you also share the story about Mahogany Jackson. Spread the word. There wasn't a lot of coverage done on this story in a lot of different news sites that normally we'd see some coverage. The Shanquilla's story got covered because it was international. It was just, oh wow, this on our territory in Birmingham, Alabama is just like, oh, okay, it's another day in the neighborhood, but it's not another day in the neighborhood because this shit is getting more and more like we're seeing more and more family and friends commit these acts with each other than anything, and so I think we need to start talking about that too. So shout out to y'all, crew. I appreciate y'all being here with me this morning, and until next time. Deuces.
Good morning. Thank you for being here this morning.
Let's go. Ow, let's start this show. King Roman News gonna come right through. Gonna give you that news just like you know it can do. Hot topics in your face, baby. King Roman knows his place, baby. King Roman News.
Good morning.
6:30 a.m. Eastern time, baby. He's gonna come right on time with the news just for you. Celebrity news, politics, and local news just for you. King Roman News. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Hey, let's start this show. King Armon News, coming just for you. King Armon News, coming just for you. 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. King Armon News, King Armon News. Let's go, let's go. Let's start this show. Let's go, let's go.